Hello my dear student. So in this video I will discuss about the second part of chapter 2 of class 9 which is matter around the pure. So in this video we will discuss about the solution. What are the solution? So a solution is a homogeneous mixture. A solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. For example, sugar solution, salt solution, these are all the solution. So solution is a mixture of homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. Now parts of solution. Parts of solution. First one is solute. What are the solutes? The substance which dissolved in a liquid to make a solution is called solute. That is, in the solution which substance is dissolved is known as the solute. And second one is solvent. What are the solvent? The part of the solution in which solute is dissolved is known as the solvent. For example, if we take salt solution, then salt is dissolved in water. So salt is known as the solute and water is known as the solvent. So this is the part of the solution. Now, what is the aqueous solution? What is the aqueous solution? The solution in which solvent is always water is known as the aqueous solution. For example, NaCl solution, sugar solution. So, in aqueous solution, the solvent is always water. Now, non-aqueous solution. What is the non-aqueous solution? The solution in which solvent is always except than water. The solution in which solvent is except than water is known as the non-aqueous solution. Now next is what are the properties of solution? Properties of solution. What is the properties of solution? A solution is a homogeneous mixture. First property. Second property, size of solute particle in a solution. Size of solute particle is very small. That is, it is in the round of 1 nanometer. Now third property, the particles of the solution cannot be seen even with a microscope. That is, we cannot see the particles of solution even with the help of microscope. That is, they are very small. Now fourth property, the particle is a solution passes through the filter paper. That is, the particles of the solution is pass through the filter paper. So we cannot separate out the particles of the solution with the help of filter paper. That is, by filtration method we cannot separate out the particles of the solution. Now next property, the solutions are very stable. That is, they are very stable. Solutions are very stable. The true solution does not scatter light. That is, if we pass the light in any solution, so light cannot be scattered. So this is all are the properties of solution. Now, types of solution. Types of solution. Solution of solid in a solid. First type is solution of solid in a solid. Metal alloys like zinc in copper. For example, zinc in copper is a type of solid in solid. So these are the solution of solid in a solid. Now second is solution of solid in liquid. For example, sugar solution, salt solution, these all are the examples of solid in liquid. Now second, solution of liquid in liquid. That is solute in liquid and solvent in liquid. For example, vinegar, sirka. Vinegar is an example of solution of liquid solute in liquid solvent. Acetic acid in water is a vinegar. So acetic acid is present in the form of liquid and water is present in the form of liquid. So this is the example of solution of liquid in a liquid. Now next is solution of gas in a liquid. That is solute is in the form of gas and solvent is in the form of liquid. For example, soda water. That is oxygen in water. This is gas, this is liquid. So this is known as the soda water. So this is the example of gas in liquid. Now solution of gas in gas. Air. Air is an example of gas in gas. That is carbon dioxide, oxygen, which are present in the form of gas in gas. Now next one is suspension. What are the suspensions? What are the suspensions? Those substances which are insoluble in water. Those substances which are insoluble in water form suspension. A suspension is a heterogeneous mixture in which the small particles of a solid are spread throughout the liquid without dissolving it. For example, chalk water mixture. If we mix the chalk into the water, then chalk particle does not mix with water. It forms a suspension. That is, solute and solvent does not mix up, does not dissolve completely in a suspension. Muddy water, chalk water, these all are the examples of suspension. Now properties of suspension. A suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. First property, the size of solute particle in a suspension is quite large than solution. It is near about 100 nanometer. Now particle of a suspension can be seen easily. That is, we can see easily the particle of the suspension. If you see the chalk water suspension, you can see easily the particle of chalk and particle of water. Now the particles of a suspension do not pass through a filter paper. That is, we can separate out the particles of the suspension by the process of filtration. The suspension are unstable. The particle of a suspension settle down after some time. If you put for some time the suspension chalk water suspension, then after some time the particles of the chalk get settled down. So this is the property of suspension. A suspension scattered a beam of light passing through it. If we pass the light beam into a suspension, then it gets scattered. So these are the properties of suspension. Now next one is colloids. What are the colloids? A colloid is a kind of solution in which the size of solute particle is intermediate between true solution and those in suspension. That is, colloid is present in between true solution and colloid. That is, the particles of solute particles of colloid is less than suspension and greater than solution. For example, soap solution. Soap को if we mix soap in water, then it forms the colloid. For example, milk. Milk is a type of colloid in which particles of solute of milk is greater than solution particle and less than suspension particle. So these are the colloid. Now what is the next point? Classification of colloids. Next one is properties of colloids. What are the properties of colloids? A colloid appear to be homogeneous, but actually it is heterogeneous. That is, a colloid, it looks like a homogeneous mixture. A colloid looks like a homogeneous mixture, but actually it is a heterogeneous mixture. Now, the size of particle in a colloid is bigger than those in solution, but smaller than those in suspension. Now, next point, the particles of most of the colloid cannot be seen even with a microscope. Most of the particles we cannot see by the help of microscope. The particles of a colloid can pass through a filter paper. It cannot be separated by the filtration method. Now, the colloids are quite stable. The colloid scattered a beam of light passing through it. So these all are the properties of colloids. Now, what are the Tyndall effect? Next one is what are the Tyndall effect? Tyndall effect. The scattering of light by collider particle is known as Tyndall effect. That is, if we pass the light in collider system, then it gets scattered. Then this property is known as the Tyndall effect. Now, classification of colloid. What are the classification of colloid? So first one is Sol. What is the Sol? Sol is a colloid in which tiny solid particles are dispersed in a liquid medium. That is, if any colloid particle is dispersed in a water, then it is known as the Sol. For example, ink, soap solution, these all are the Sol. Now second one is solid Sol. Solid in solid. That is mixture of solid in solid in a collider system is known as the solid Sol. For example, color gem stones. Now next one is aerosol. Solid or liquid in gas. That is, in a collider system, if we put any solid or liquid particle in a gas, then it is known as the aerosol. For example, fog, mist, cloud, these are the solid aerosol. Now emulsion, liquid in liquid. That is, in any collider system, if any liquid is present in liquid, then it is known as the emulsion. For example, milk, butter. These are the example of emulsion of collider system. Now next one is foam, gas in liquid. For example, foam. For example, cream, shaving cream, beer foam. These all are the example of foam. Now solid foam, gas in solid. Blood, rubber, bread. These all are the solid foam. These all are the example of solid foam collider system. Now gel. It is a semi-solid colloid. It is a semi-solid colloid in which continuous electron of solid particle dispersed in a liquid. For example, jelly, gelatin, hair gel. These all are the examples of gel. Now, concentration of solution. Very important topic. What is the concentration of solution? Concentration of solution. How we will find the concentration of solution? Mass of concentration is equal to mass of solute upon mass of solute upon mass of solution. Mass of solution into 100. That is, what is the concentration? Concentration is a measurement in which mass of solute particle present in 100 gram of solution is known as the concentration. We will find the concentration of any solution by this formula. Concentration is equal to mass of solute upon mass of solution into 100. That is amount of solute particle present in solution is known as the concentration of solution. In any solution, if amount of solute is present high, then it will be more concentrated. If amount of solute particle is present in a solution is low, then we will say that this is the lower concentration. Now mass of solution. Now how we will find the mass of solution? This will be mass of solute plus mass of solvent. This is the mass of solution. And how we will find the concentration of any solution? Mass of solute divided by mass of solution into 100. Now what are the saturated and unsaturated solution? What are the saturated and unsaturated solution? That is, this is water. If we mix sugar in the water, if we mix the sugar in the water, then it will get milk. Then add some more sugar, it will get milk. Adding the sugar, it will get milk. Then after some time, if we put the sugar in the liquid, it get not mixed. So at this point, this solution is known as the saturated solution. That is, if mixing of solute particle is stopped, this stage of solution is known as the saturated solution. And if mixing of solute particle is not stopped, then it is known as the unsaturated solution. That is, dissolving of any solute particle in a solvent is stopped, then this point is known as the saturated solution. And dissolving of solute particle in a solvent is not stopped, then this point is known as the unsaturated solution. Now next point is effect of solubility. What are the solubility? The maximum amount of solute which can be dissolved in 100 gram of solvent at a specified temperature is known as the solubility. What is the solubility? Mass of solute upon mass of solvent into 100. So this is known as the, in the concentration we take mass of solution, but in the solubility we take mass of solvent. So mass of solute present in the 100 gram of solvent is known as the solubility, and mass of solute present in the 100 gram of solution is known as the concentration. So these are the difference between concentration and solubility. Mass of solute present in the 100 gram of solution is known as the concentration. Mass of solute molecule, mass of solute particle present in 100 gram of solvent is known as the solubility. So these are the solubility. Now if we increase the temperature of any solution, then its solubility gets increased. That is, if we increase the temperature of solution, then their solubility gets increased. So this is the effect of heating and cooling on a saturated solution. Now effect of temperature and pressure. Solubility of solids in liquid is directly proportional to the temperature. That is, if we increase the temperature of solids in liquid solution, then its solubility gets increased. Now solubility of solids in liquid remains unaffected by the change of pressure. The solubility of gas in liquid is inversely proportional to the temperature. That is, if we increase the temperature of solution of gases in liquid, then its solubility gets decreased. Now solubility of gases in liquid is directly proportional to the pressure. That is, if we increase the pressure of solution of gas in liquid, then its solubility gets increased. Solubility of copper sulfate at 0 degree centigrade is 14 gram, whereas at 10 degree centigrade it gets 17 gram. Now what is the physical and chemical changes? Next topic is physical and chemical changes. Physical and chemical changes. What are the physical changes? Those changes in which no new substances are formed is known as physical changes. That is, the changes in which no new substances is formed is known as the physical changes. For example, if we heat the ice, it converted into the liquid water. So ice is also H2O and water is also H2O. So these are the physical changes. Now chemical changes. Those changes in which new substances are formed is known as the chemical changes. For example, if we burn the magnesium ion, that is, burning means combination with oxygen, that is reaction with oxygen, it forms the magnesium oxide. So magnesium oxide is different. It is totally different with magnesium and oxygen. That is, if we burn the magnesium, then it forms the magnesium oxide, and the magnesium oxide is totally different with magnesium or totally different with oxygen. So these are the chemical reactions. What is the physical change? The changes in which no new substance is formed is known as the physical change. For example, melting of ice. Now what is the chemical change? The change in which no new substance is formed is known as the chemical change. For example, burning of magnesium, it forms the magnesium oxide. So this new substance is formed, which is totally different with magnesium and oxygen. So this is your second part of this chapter. Now in this third part of this chapter, I will discuss about the separation of mixture. Thank you.